We're going to start our setup now, so we're going to use our login that we created when we set up our account. And this will bring us into our studio dashboard. You'll see your Inspire Studios name will show up here on the top page. Obviously, when you first come in, you'll have no orders. There won't be any events set up. All your reports will be blank. There's no coupon setup, no price lists. And the last thing that we'll come to are the settings. We're going to go through this video and talk about creating all of our settings, or setting those up. First off, we have our site settings, personal settings, account settings, and email forms. We'll start with the site settings. On this is going to determine how our page looks. We can see our web URL, inspire-studios.hhimagehost.com, with Inspire Studios being the name of the studio we've just created. We can create a logo or banner. We can see that the pixel dimensions for that logo are listed here, 450 pixels by 150. We have a place for 3 different images on our landing page, and those are all 230 by 215 pixels. We can also come in and specify fonts, font colors, the album title covers, so on. You'll see all of the options listed here on the left, as well as background colors. Now, when you're looking at this, if you click on that actual image on the right side, you'll get a larger view of which each of the items is corresponding to. So I know that A is that header font color, which is going to be this text line right here. The header font is going to be that font itself. C is our album title cover, which we'll see down here under the gallery page fonts. Our content font color, which is over here in the main price section. We'll see link colors, which we'd see down here at the bottom of the screen. Footer font color, down here at the very bottom, our toolbar font color, and so on. So I'm going to go in and I've already created a logo and I have some images ready. So I'm just going to go to Photoshop and crop those images for those specific dimensions and have those ready to upload. I have my images and my studio logo ready. They're in a folder on my desktop. So I'm going to go back to HHImageHost and start uploading the files. So for my studio logo, press Choose File, navigate to that folder, and choose my studio logo, and just upload that. And then repeat that process with the 3 images that I have chosen for each of those locations. I'm going to scroll to the bottom of the page and just press the Save and go to Personal Settings. And we're going to check on how that looks by looking at the studio URL. So we can see that the studio logo has been placed on the page and my 3 placeholder images have been loaded. Now you'll notice that doesn't really look good. My studio logo is on that brown background and the rest of the page being white. Let's go back and tie all that together. So the first thing I want to do is change the background color to be the same brown that we were seeing earlier, and that is going to be this eye color down here, our home page colors. Now when I click on the swatch, you can see I'll see RGB values or a hex number. So to determine what that is, I'm going to go into Photoshop and do a color picker on my background to figure out what that hex number is. So I'm in Photoshop now, and I'm going to go to my color sampler tool, click on the brown for the background, then double click the color picker. If I come to the bottom of the page here, I'm going to see that hex number. In this case, it shows me that value. So I'm just going to highlight it and copy it, Then move back to Safari, enter that value, and press Set. And then to see this take place, I'm going to save this once again. I'll jump to my page and refresh the page, and I see that brown color has been added around the outside of the page. I also want to add that to this white area. So we'll come back in and once again just determine where that is on the page, which that is our banner color, and I'll paste that value in. Update that, refresh the page, and we can see we have that same color applied all the way around on the page. So I'm just going to continue doing these types of changes. I'm going to update the color of the font to reflect what's in my logo and move on from there. So I've gone in and configured all the colors that I want, changed the font to match closer to what my logo and everything is. I can add a welcome message and again apply a font, have whatever message in there that I need. There's also abilities to add patterns which will go along the side of your event. Instead of being a solid color, you can add a pattern to that. Once you have events created, you can actually create a portfolio event, and we'll talk about that in more detail later. Once we have saved the settings, we'll go to our page and we'll see all the updates that have taken place. We've got our studio name in the same color as we see up in our logo. We see the font and our welcome message has changed. Now we're going to start setting up some additional contact us information.